Good evening. You're with the Urban Debate with us this weekend, and what a weekend it has been regarding the Olympics here. As you remember, we started our Olympics campaign here for the first time, sending the biggest ever Indian contingent of players of 127 athletes across 18 sporting categories. And we have come back victorious, and that's because of the nature of records that have been broken and all that we've won. It's a total medal tally of 7 medals that we've won at the Olympics. That makes it the maximum so far. We had won 6 medals in 2012, so we've finally broken that record here as well. And another fabulous record, which was the icing on the cake, which was last of the games of any Indian athlete performing being watched, that is in javelin throw, with Neeraj Chopra having created history here, the first ever to win us the gold in athletics. This was in javelin throw, a very rare pick of sports as far as India is concerned. And also the individual gold that India has won since 2008, since the win of Abhinav Bindra. But there are so many other firsts that have been made, historic wins that we've seen here at the Olympics. PV Sindhu, who was the first, in fact, to win medals in 2 separate Olympics. She won in Rio, and now she won at Tokyo as well. The first hat-trick score that we've had from any women hockey player from India, and Vandana Kataria holds that record here. And we've also had some remarkable 4th positions. Let's not forget 4th positions. They've missed the podium by a whisker, but they have been remarkable positions to attain, because at the end of the day, it's number 4 at the Olympics. That is with respect to Aditi Ashok, our woman golfer. It's with respect to Deepak Punia in wrestling, and the women's hockey team as well. So tonight, this show is not going to be a debate. It is largely going to be a celebration, and also looking in on how we can also further improve this record, further better this record. So let's throw this open to our guests tonight. Our guests tonight are all achievers. They are all athletes. They're all professional sports persons, and we're really happy to have all of them here with us. We have MORAAD Ali Khan, Arjuna awardee in 1996, and a gold medalist at the Manchester Commonwealth Games. Harpal Singh Bedi, senior sports journalist with us. Neha Agarwal Sharma, Indian table tennis player who participated, who was at the 2008 Summer Olympics in Beijing. Imtiaz Anis, equestrian Olympian, coach, trainer, as well as mentor to many. And Ashwini Nachappa, former track and field athlete. My first question here to Ashwini Nachappa here with us. Ashwini, your first reaction here on a lot of unprecedented historic wins, a lot of firsts that have been created in these Tokyo Olympics, and mind you, which were also one of the most difficult here, because this was amidst a very strict bio bubble. This was in the absence of live spectators or live celebrations. It was amidst COVID. Ashwini, request you to please unmute your system, your mic, so we can hear you.
Sorry. For me, I think this was the icing on the cake. This was the icing on the cake. We've all been waiting for. It's a wait for over a century. And, to close the games with a gold medal, it cannot get better. And what more from a track and field that we have been waiting to see a medal from track and field. So this has been an enormous win for India. It has been a great boost for Indian athletics. And for me, it has been extremely, I'm sure for everybody, very, very emotional as an athlete to see that national flag flying and the national anthem playing on the tracks. That's something that, we have waited for so long. It's just been brilliant. And Neeraj and his family and his coach, thank you for doing that and for bringing this kind of spirit into the closing of the games. It's just been brilliant.
Mm-hmm. And there's such, of course, a brilliant camaraderie at the end of the day. MORAAD, would you like to step in here on this here? Because at the end of the day, it's not just about celebration of one particular discipline of sports or just sports here. It's really an entire nation celebrating today.
Yeah, it's a matter of celebration for all the sportsperson. But my special congratulations to Ashwani, because she is the one who was pushing for an athletic medal for a long time. And every time she used to just pray that the medal comes in athletics, because for all of us who are in different sports, the base is athletics. We have to first be an athlete to be part of any other sport. So that is the base for all the sportsperson. What Neeraj has done today has made us all very proud, and it's such an emotional moment. Everybody can express this, but there are no words to express the kind of joy and the kind of feeling that all of us are getting, because for us, it's a lifetime. I mean, in a lifetime, we have been waiting for this moment to come. Everybody has been waiting that India will win a medal in athletics. And all the athletes have been putting very hard work. It's not that they've not been trying, they've been trying really hard. And with the kind of facilities available now to the athletes, I think it was a very, very proud moment. Of course, Neeraj had his drawbacks in 2019. And with the COVID situation again, there were drawbacks, but he fought bravely. And the kind of throw he did in the second throw was superb. I think there are no words to express the kind of joy and the emotional feeling that we have today.
Absolutely. Neha Agarwal, would you like to step in here on this? On the first, of course, I'm just taking in reactions from everyone from across the panel here. On Neha, what is it that you're feeling right now?
As athletes, we all crave to hear the Jana Gana Mana play at the Olympics. And, we were all wondering that can we see that happen in Tokyo or not? And finally, Neeraj gave us that moment. So I think it's just, a historic moment for India, and also to be surpassing our, medal tally from the London Games. So we're the first time we've now moved to 7 medals in independent India. It's just incredible. I think I was in tears. The entire nation, all of us were, stood on our feet in tears. I think we all feel that joy. And also, it's not just the way, he won the medal. It's also the way he won the medal, right? If you see, Neeraj was so confident. When he actually made that throw, he had his hands up in the air. So he knew that he was so calm. He was so confident. And, he knew that he would do it today, and he did it, made 1 billion people proud. So just extremely good for Olympic sports in India, and it's just a big boost for overall the Olympic movement in India. And I hope it inspires many more young kids to pick up all these sports that our medalists and other athletes have done well in Tokyo.
Absolutely, and you mentioned the national anthem. For our viewers watching who wouldn't understand, if at all, here the national anthem, remember, is played at the podium only if you won the gold. And Neeraj Chopra, of course, has finally given us that moment. And remember, this was the last day of the Indian contingent, which had qualified for the top 3, and we were waiting. Neeraj Chopra's game literally being the last, and this is why we are saying that we really ended this with a bang. Ashwani, for you, as you say, this is all the more special to have it for us having finally won the gold as far as athletics here is concerned. What do you think now and henceforth coming forth here, the kind of attention that would be given to athletics? Because I remember when we were going into the Olympics, we were largely looking at other disciplines of sports, the hopefuls with respect to badminton, with respect to wrestling. There was more of a focus or an interest, so to say, in that. And all right, we're going to put that on hold. Apologies for that. Prime Minister Modi currently speaking with Neeraj Chopra here. The interaction here which is happening, this is of course yes, this is across video conferencing. We're going to be dipping into that.
ओलंपिक 1 साल डिले हुआ तो आपको 1 साल ज़्यादा मेहनत करनी पड़ी, और कोरोना में अनेक संकट आए, अनेक मुसीबतें आई, बीच में आपको चोट भी आई थी, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी आपने बहुत बड़ा कमाल करके दिया, और ये मेहनत के कारण होता है। जी,
बहुत ही ज़्यादा सर बहुत मुश्किल टाइम रहा था, बीच में इंजरी आई थी और ऐसा लग रहा था कि पता नहीं कैसा कम।
लेकिन जिस दिन आप जा रहे थे और मेरी आपसे जो बात हुई, मैंने देखा कि आपके चेहरे में एकदम कॉन्फिडेंस था, आपकी बातों में कॉन्फिडेंस था, और दूसरा मैंने देखा आपको प्रेशर नहीं था, बिल्कुल हंसते खेलते थे आप।
जितनी मेहनत की है बस बिना प्रेशर की कोशिश कर रहा था कि अपना 100% दूं, क्योंकि यही ऐसा दिन था लाइफ का जहाँ पे जो सबसे जरूरी था मेरी स्पोर्ट्स कैरियर का, और मैंने यहाँ पे आज अपना पूरा 100% दिया और अपने देश के लिए।
नहीं, आपने देश का नाम रोशन किया है और देश की युवा पीढ़ी को इसके कारण खेल के क्षेत्र में आगे आने का मन करेगा, और इस बार टोक्यो में ऐसे क्षेत्र में हमारे लोगों ने दम दिखाया है जो नॉर्मली भारत के बच्चे नहीं होते हैं, लेकिन आपने करके दिखाया है।
बिल्कुल सर, मुझे लगता है कि आने वाले बच्चे मतलब इससे प्रेरित होंगे और अपना स्पोर्ट्स है और ज़्यादा ऊपर जाएगा, और मैं चाहता हूँ कि
और आप तो फौजी हैं, इसलिए और भी बच्चों को तैयार कर पाएंगे, बहुत अच्छी तरह तैयार कर पाएंगे।
बिल्कुल सर, बस आप ऐसे ही साथ देते रहिए खिलाड़ियों का और ऐसे ही मनोबल बढ़ाते रहिए। तो मुझे लगता है कि सर खेल बहुत ही जरूरी है एक देश के लिए और अपने देश को प्राउड फील करवाने के लिए, और बस जैसे
बिल्कुल,
और ज़्यादा
जब स्पोर्ट होता है तभी तो स्पोर्ट्समैन स्पिरिट आता है। और आपके माताजी पिताजी को भी मेरी तरफ से प्रणाम कहिएगा, क्योंकि ये बहुत गर्व का पल है आपके परिवार के लिए भी और देश के लिए भी। और राधा किशन जी को भी मेरी तरफ से बधाई दीजिए भैया।
राधा किशन जी को भी और पूरे एथलेटिक्स फेडरेशन।
हाँ, उन्होंने भी आपके साथ कंधे से कंधा मिला के काम किया है। हाँ
ठीक सर।
तो 15 अगस्त को मिल रहा है भैया।
बिल्कुल सर, ठीक है।
चलिए, बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं, बहुत बहुत बधाई।
थैंक यू सो मच सर।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
All right, that's a special interaction. The first of congratulatory messages here, largely that have come in across Twitter, but the first interaction that now we've had. Prime Minister Modi personally making that call and congratulating Neeraj Chopra here, and also pointing out the remarkable confidence that he has shown all along. Ashwini, in that question that I was asking you here, while we had largely tend to focus on other disciplines which were more bankable or larger hopefuls for the medal, that being wrestling, that being badminton and boxing to an extent here as well. The one person who really pointed this out in a larger manner was PT Usha, who tweeted out saying and calling Neeraj Chopra her son, saying that I fully expect Neeraj Chopra to be completing that dream of winning the gold for India. You think that nature of remarkable confidence that Neeraj Chopra has displayed here is really hitting the nail on its head by winning that gold eventually? Ashwini.
I think prior to the team leaving for the Tokyo Games, everybody was asking for the number of medals that one would win, that India would bring back. Would it be a double digit? Would it be a single digit? Would it be 20 better than 2012? And I would say if our children come back with the best performance ever, that is a success story in any discipline. And I think that is what is proven today. Neeraj has been consistently doing well in the last few years, despite his injury in the last few months that he has had. But if you see his journey, right from becoming the world champion, junior world champion, to the Asian champion, to the Commonwealth Games champion, his journey, if you track it, he has been consistently performing at the world stage, at the biggest event. And the only hope in athletics was from Neeraj. I said this even before the team went, and this is what really, in the biggest sporting event, one should deliver at the biggest sporting event. And I think Neeraj has lived up to that promise that he made to not just the Prime Minister, but to the entire nation, to the athletic fraternity. And his tribute to Milkha Singh, I wish he was alive to just cherish this moment and celebrate. I mean, that's what we all as athletes have been waiting for. And I'm extremely happy that the games, all our athletes across disciplines have performed well.
Yes, absolutely. Let's get in more voices here. And this is, of course, as you specifically also mentioned with respect to the medal tally here, questions, of course, though would always be asked here. It's not about dampening these celebrations here. But Harpal Singh Bedi, would you like to comment on that? As far as the medal tally goes here, at the end of the day, this is a global parameter. This is a global yardstick that one cannot look away from. To what extent should the medal tally today concern us?
No, we have reached, we have climbed 18 up we have gone. We are now 47. We finished at 47. Yesterday we were 65. So it's a good achievement. Having said that, and Neeraj Chopra, and I must tell you one thing, that I had covered 8 Olympics. Only I think among all these participants, I was a man who watched there. I think MORAAD may have been there in Beijing when this national anthem was played, when Abhinav Bindra won. But this year I couldn't go. Having said that, I think the 3 players who entered this Olympics with the medal hope was Chanu, Neeraj Chopra, PV Sindhu. All these 3 people had their records very clear. The most disappointing show has been the this shooting. So having said that, the shooting, actually what happened was that our ambitions were taken to a different height. But the shooter, everybody said they are a champion. Every shooter was a world-class champion. Every shooter had broken all the records. But here you must remember this. Neeraj Chopra's record was consistent. He had his personal best 88 in Germany against the same German he was training with. PV Sindhu's record was right. And then Chanu had scored this, and everybody said if all these 3 people perform their best, they will win the medal, and they performed. Shooters, we started the shooting, and everybody said one man is this world champion, one that is a World Cup champion, some that is, and they have been training all over the world. Pardon my saying, MORAAD will be feeling bad. But the question is, if this country had to wait so long,
right?
We thought that we started gold, or not with a medal, but we started with a weightlifting from Northeast, ended with the gold from Haryana. Great achievement by these players. But having said that, as you said, where we stand, I think after the euphoria, slowly, cricket will take over. And then next 3 years, this has been happening. Now everybody says, no, but this will happen again. And take my word, mark my words rather, this will, that people get carried away for emotion. This is not emotional at the moment. We are getting sentimental. Hockey, we came because hockey is in our blood, national thing, women lost.
Okay.
But we carried on with the girls. But remember one thing.
That's an interesting point you're raising here. Imtiaz Ani, would you like to step in here on this, basis on what Harpal Singh Bedi has just said, that this is going to be celebration in euphoria just for the coming couple of days or a couple of weeks at the most, and then we just snap back at putting in the focus on just cricket, just continuing being this largely cricket obsessive nation here, and failing to following up with other sports disciplines despite the wins that we've had?
Absolutely. I mean, I can't agree with him more. Even like how you rightfully mentioned that, there were so many close medals, like we have such lovely 4th places, so many of them. We need to celebrate them as well. I mean, they just missed out by yes. fraction of seconds. For them, it's still a medal for us, but, they'll be lost. People won't even remember their names. Neeraj Chopra, I really would like to congratulate you winning the gold. I'm giving goosebumps even talking about it. And as rightfully, as everybody says, to hear the national anthem for every athlete, that's our dream. So it just is wonderful. We're not going to take it away from him, but we can't forget all the other sports, and this is where where our country, where we, where it all happens, that the minute the games are over, it's all forgotten. Then it's again picked up 2 weeks before the next Olympic Games. We need to get into these other sports. I mean, we've been represented in these Olympics have been quite special, like fencing. We had a discus, the girl who played through discus. I mean, amazing. She was, really was outstanding in what they've done. So these are the sort of sports that India is never even known for. As it rightfully says, it's always about, only things that we are, what's popular, what's in vogue, what people like to hear. But that's not how sport is. Sport should be of anybody who wants to, wear our Indian blazer and keep that flag flying.
Right, so does that become the moot question now? In fact, we're also just connected with Ranjan Sodhi, Arjuna awardee and KHEL Ratna awardee, Olympic double trap shooter with us here as well. Ranjan Sodhi, good evening. Thanks for being with us and joining in with this. We're not calling it a debate, we're calling it a celebration here. But also in reflecting what we've achieved today here, and to what extent should this achievement be across the board celebrated, not largely getting into number crunching, but more in terms of constructive work, constructive budgeting, constructive spending that still needs to be done for all of these disciplines of sports?
Well, when you talk about celebration, I tweeted, in the evening when he won the medal, before actually he won the medal. So there's a song by Wingfield says Saturday night. So I said, I'm going to listen to that this evening. And this is before he won. So, and I'm listening to that. It's a very interesting song. Da, 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 Saturday night. So, yes. So we all celebrating, the whole nation is celebrating, and such a proud moment for all of us, after Beijing, winning a gold again now, and especially in athletics, because this is something, if there would be a medal in shooting, I would not have been surprised. But this is something really, really special. And we've had two close finishes, to the podium. Even if wasn't a gold, it still would have been a big. But gold in athletics is something really special. So what a fantastic day. And, we're forgetting Bajrang Punia, we're forgetting Aditi Ashok.
Absolutely.
Don't forget their contribution, what they've done. So, it's been a fantastic day for Indian sport today. And what I can say, I'm speechless, in fact. And you're talking about future, yes, this is going to inspire a lot of people. It's going to inspire a lot of golfers, a lot of people who want to get into wrestling, and obviously athletics. So fantastic day for Indian sport, I would say that.
All right, Ranjan Sodhi, I'm afraid we'll have to leave it at that. Thank you to all our professional sports persons who've joined us tonight for this very special show, marking celebrations and the road ahead to be even.
My coach happens to be sitting there.
Yes, please go ahead.
I have a point. Whenever we win, they say there is a revolution in the country. Now we will finish everybody else. Same thing happened in London. 6 medals, and we went gaga, plastic. Remember Kosovo, which is smaller than East Delhi, has won 2 gold. Botswana has won 1. So I am not taking away the credit, but I think we should be reasonably sensible in the sense that we are 135 crore and second largest population in the country. But actually, when we go, I have a complaint that the 2 shooters are there, and they're going to shoot me. And I know Ranjan Sodhi very well, and MORAAD also. Having said that, I think they played it. If only they had not raised our hopes, they
Absolutely.
had not shooting, I think they will be answered. Ranjan will be, at least he's frank enough to admit that all the records, the rankings.
All right, I'm afraid we'll have to leave it at that, but we got your point here. While we are celebrating, it's always important here to be realistic about our wins, realistic about our misses, as much appreciative here, but to keep the focus on the road ahead here for breaking further records. Many thanks. Good night.